TCU and Texas Tech on FS1. This is a weird game. Two teams, both coming off of blowout losses, where they recently had blowout Big 12 wins, then got their rocked Texas Tech to Kansas State and BYU after beating Baylor and blowing out Houston. For TCU, they've lost 3 of 4 and just lost 41-3 against Kansas State. And that's why, of two teams that are not playing well, one of these teams is not playing as worse. English. Give me Texas Tech -3. I have it locked in. I'm putting money on Texas Tech -3 tonight. The Red Raiders, because they're at home, because they have Taj Brooks, a better running game than TCU. I'm going to go with, and I think TCU could have a better running game, and they should, especially with the backup quarterback. And I like Imani Bailey. But I'm going to give the nod to Taj Brooks here, who's punched it in the end zone 6 times to Bailey's 2. Give me, of the two teams playing with bad rookie quarterbacks, I'm going to go Texas Tech under 59.5. How would these two teams, what offense would they use to put up 60 points? Texas Tech -3. Kansas State, give me them outright. Give me them outright against Texas. We saw Texas look bad against Houston. They look much better against BYU. We just saw Kansas State dominate TCU. They are in full stride, and I just need it. This would effectively lock Kansas State into a Big 12 championship spot, move them to 5-1 in conference, drop Texas to 4-2. And I just, for my own mental health, I don't need Kansas State +4. I need Kansas State money line. And that's what I'm betting on Saturday. Oklahoma State, similar deal. Heart bet, 100%. I'm surprised that OU is only a 5.5-point favorite. This feels like the spot where Mike Gundy would lose. If you think historically it's a top 25 matchup, Oklahoma State usually does lose to Oklahoma. Mike Gundy usually loses to Oklahoma. Not in this spot. I'm going to go with Oklahoma State because they've figured it out. I don't have a lot of faith in Alan Bowman, but I do think Ollie Gordon is the best player in the conference. He's the best offensive player in the conference right now. He should be a dark horse Heisman candidate. I know you think I'm insane for saying that, but his numbers already at over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns are stupid. We should be talking about him, if he keeps the trajectory going, being in the conversation for Big 12 Player of the Year. Does he get an invite to New York? Probably not, but wow. What a stupid good season for Ollie Gordon. Just run the ball and win. I'm going to stick with the underdog format too. I think Houston goes to Baylor at 2:30 on ESPN Plus and wins. They've already got one Big 12 win. They played Texas so close. I know they got blown out last week, but I like the idea of Baylor just crapping the bed. They don't have anything left to play for. They've given up. They have nothing left to play for. I'm going to take Houston outright in this game at Baylor. So I've got outright upsets for Kansas State over Texas, Oklahoma State over Oklahoma, Houston over Baylor. What a parlay that would be, huh? Then UCF Cincinnati. UCF favored by 3.5 on the road at Nippert. I'm going to go with that. I think John Rice Plumlee and company gets it done this week. UCF 0-5 in Big 12 play. Cincinnati 0-5 in Big 12 play. The new guys are combined 3-17, I believe, which is bad. I'm going to side with the Knights in this matchup. Kansas at Iowa State. Iowa State -2.5. My best bet here. Iowa State -2.5. I know Kansas is coming off the Oklahoma win. A night game at Jack Trice. It's in my top 3 hardest places to play in the Big 12, scariest places to play in the Big 12. That pans out here. Iowa State, because the atmosphere, gets it done at home against Kansas. This is going to be a really fun one, though. A really fun one. From Sanders to Rocco Beck, I like what they did against Baylor last week on the road. Obviously, you have to like what Kansas did against Oklahoma, but because they're on the road, it's a slim 28, make it 31-28 win, Iowa State over Kansas, and they cover 2.5 by the skin of their teeth. Then I love the idea of BYU +10. I think West Virginia probably wins this game 24-21, 27-21. BYU covers 10 in a night game. Night BYU is good. Give me West Virginia to win, BYU to cover. So my best bets this week, picking every Big 12 game. Texas Tech -3 at home. Kansas State +4 and the money line. Oklahoma State +5.5 and the money line. Houston +4 and the money line. UCF -3.5. Iowa State -2.5. BYU +10. Those are the best bets this week. What do you think? Let me know. That schedule stinks, right? You agree? Hopefully. Don't let those people brainwash you into thinking it's good. It's not. Don't drink that Kool-Aid. This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.